Hooves, Pony and Donkey Sanctuary, began before we ever even had the idea to start a sanctuary. We got our two first donkeys. This is one of them. This is Chocolate Puddin'. We bought them in 2011. And we fell in love with donkeys. Donkeys were where our hearts were at. Shortly after that, we got a message from a neighbor asking us if we would take in a little donkey named Horton and his goat Nigel. We said yes in a heartbeat once we met Horton because, I mean, look at him, he's adorable. So we brought them home and Nigel, this is Applejack. Nigel was a difficult case, but he lived with us until he was about 15 years old. And then she phoned us again and asked us if we would take in another donkey named Henrietta. And we said yes. So we had these 4 donkeys that we were just absolutely in love with. And we decided we would start raising money for donkey sanctuaries. Now fast forward to 2018, and we were given a mini horse named Pokey to do a hoof trim study on because he was severely laminitic. And at that point, we fell in love with mini horses too. And we were talking it out and we thought, you know what, let's start a sanctuary of our own. We had originally figured we'd start a donkey sanctuary, but then once we got Pokey, we expanded it to include mini horses and ponies. We then decided that we would need a name. So we came up with a name. We started a 10-year plan. From there, our 10-year plan turned into a 2-week plan after we registered our name, and Happy Little Hooves Pony Donkey Sanctuary was born, and we had our first intake, who was Pinkie Pie. The name came from a desire to add both donkeys and ponies into it, but also the fact that we look after these little ones whose feet, a lot of them have hoof issues. We went through a whole bunch of name ideas and we came up with Happy Hooves Pony and Donkey Sanctuary, but we were like, you know what? We'd really like to also showcase the fact that it's for like little feet. Rhonda's daughter said, why don't we call it Happy Little Hooves Pony and Donkey Sanctuary? And immediately the name struck a chord and it was like, yeah, okay, that's going to be our name. And we registered it, it was available, and we are now Happy Little Hooves Pony and Donkey Sanctuary. We have many health issues that we deal with here at the sanctuary. We specialize in special needs. So that involves medical, behavioral, and others. Most of our little guys, it's medical. A lot of them are foundered, where when they came, they could barely walk. And now, as you can see, they're all perfectly happy, healthy, chonky. We have a few that are blind. Mitch, he's blind. There's Heidi, she's blind. Cookie is blind. Blindness is actually quite a common problem with minis. For behavioral, we also deal with animals that have been abused and neglected. We have 2 little donkeys that came from a severe hoarding situation, and they hadn't had hoof care for about 8 years. So we trimmed up their feet. Bonnie hadn't put any weight on her front left foot for, I don't know, 8 months at least. Her shoulder was completely atrophied. After we got her trimmed up, she started putting weight on it, and now she putters around, she's trotted. She's just a happy little girl. The difference between a rescue and a sanctuary is that a rescue will go out and acquire animals and bring them back, rehabilitate them, and then sell them again into new homes. A sanctuary, however, we do not go out and acquire. The way we do intakes is if the owners release them into our care, or if we are contacted by the RCMP or Animal Services. We have it in our bylaws that we do not pay to acquire a little, and they have a a lifelong home here. Our tagline is last chance, last stop. That is why we do reach capacity and are unable to take any more in, but we do help people who have littles, who need to rehome them. We will help them by looking into possible homes for them. But we don't actually rehome any of these little ones. One of the hardest parts of running a sanctuary is the medical issues that we face, and when we have to admit that there's nothing we can do. We have to let our vet take them and let them go humanely. The loss, I guess, is probably one of the hardest parts of running a sanctuary. A lot of these little guys are old. Their owners couldn't take care of their medical needs as they aged. So we have a lot of littles who are in their 20s and 30s and stuff. And it makes it hard, but the good outweighs the bad. Seeing these little guys just blossom, come in all shut down from pain or from fear or from neglect, to see them come here, get their diet under control, get their pain under control, and get them interacting with each other, just makes any loss worth it. Because we were able to give them that home and that love and those pain-free, even if it's not years, days, and that completely outweighs the heartache that we face when we lose little. So at the sanctuary here, we have taken in studs those are intact males, but we have a policy that no male who comes into the sanctuary remains intact. So these little guys here, this is our pen of gentlemen. These 4 all came intact males, and we've had them gelded. So as you can see, they get along very well. Mr. Cyrus here, he is a mule, and being a mule, when he first came intact, he was one of the hardest animals to deal with. He actually launched over a 4-foot fence to try and get to some ladies. He did not think with his brain. Mules are sterile, but they do have all the same urges as a stud. And if you consider the fact that these little guys, they have as much testosterone as a horse packed into these tiny little bodies, they can be a handful as studs. But these guys, especially Pinkie Pie, he actually came to us with behavioral issues, and so did Rocky. As soon as they were gelded, the behavioral issues were gone. If you would like to help us out here at the sanctuary, we are always looking for help. These little guys here, these are our oldies, and these guys have to be on soaked feed all year round. They don't have teeth enough to chew and eat dry hay. They basically just chew it up, puck it into little pucks, and then spit it out. So they get no nutrients. If we did not feed them this soaked mash, they would starve. But that does raise a very high cost for the sanctuary, as we have to buy bags of feed. Monetarily, we spend at least $600 to $700 a month on feed for these little guys. We also have 3 that are on soaked feed too, because they have lung issues. They basically have the equivalent of equine asthma, and they can't have any dust so they are on the soaked feed as well. We have a few ways that you can donate monetarily, either through our website, happylittlehooves.com. We have a donations page. Through our just direct through PayPal at happylittlehooves@yahoo.com. And then we also do e-transfers, and our email is happylittlehooves@yahoo.com. Or you can also mail us a check. All the links for these will be in the descriptions, as well as our address.